head, try to educate the heart.
Hello, I'm Rachel and welcome to my channel. Today I have a plant haul for you, and also I'm going to be working on a few projects. I have some plants that I need to drill some holes in the pots for them, or I have some pots I need to drill holes in. Anyways, and also I need to spray paint a pot. I'm also going to give you a little update on how my growing room sort of thing is coming along. I have a room that is perfect for keeping plants that are new plants or plants that are a little sick and need a little bit more help, except that it has very little light in it because it is north facing and the window that's in it doesn't face the area that I can use for my plants. So I am going to be putting some grow lights in there that my husband actually made for me, but I need to put up some shelves and finish painting the cabinets and painting the walls first. So anyways, it's coming along slowly but surely. Anyways, I have a few plants that I got this last week, and I need to plant them up today as well, especially the African violets, because they don't have that much root system, and so I don't want them to be in too big of a pot, except they just don't have enough moisture for them in the size of pot that they have. Now if they're in like a terrarium or something, then that would be fine, but they're not, and so they're not keeping as much moisture as I would like, and I'm having to water them more often. With my African violets, I prefer to only water them every week or two. Well, these two, we'll get them out of the way. This is a green Maranta and an angel wing begonia. They're just hanging out with these until I have time to plant everything. So first I went to a local nursery and I got these little round carrots. They're Tanda de Parigi by Botanical Interest, and I have had a lot of success with these this last spring. This summer I haven't had that much success with growing a lot of plants, and so these are going to be part of my fall crop because I know that they did well. And I have a plastic sheeting sort of stuff that's for outdoors that I put over my front garden bed, so that way I can extend my growing season. And this spring, like late winter, early spring, I was able to plant things in early February, like the first week of February, and I just like the lettuce took off. It was amazing. I had so many awesome things growing in there, and my radishes, and oh, it was wonderful. So I'm going to be planting some more of these little round carrots because they did so good. The longer carrots, I think my raised bed is deep enough that they should be able to grow just fine, but they just don't put on that much growth. Whereas these little ones, the round ones, they did great. They got pretty big. So I'm going to be planting those soon. But I actually went there because I wanted to get my cousin a plant for her birthday that was robust and would be able to take a little bit of neglect if necessary, and was going to be easy for her to take care of. She likes plants a lot as well, and so I thought that she would appreciate something with a little bit of extra interest, and that's why I got this variegated obtusifolia. This is such a fun plant. I have two of them, and I've had another Peperomia obtusifolia for a little longer. That's just a plain one, but these variegated ones are just fabulously interesting looking as well. So these are also called a baby rubber tree too, but they're not a rubber tree, obviously. They're a peperomia. So yeah. So then I got this pilea. It looks very similar to the dark mystery, but I saw one like this on Steve's Leaves that was really silver, and I thought that would be really amazing in, especially in my living room where I have a lot of similar tones of green, and I have some pink colors, but I'm just kind of getting pink everywhere, and I want some more boldness in color that's not a color necessarily. So that's why I thought that this silvery texture without any pink would be amazing. Then I got these two little African violets. This one is a little droopy. It definitely needs a good watering, but the flowers are this beautiful pink, and this one is actually a purple with it gets darker on the outside and it's very light on the inside. It has a lot of buds that are getting ready to bloom, and so when that happens I will show you an update. In my next houseplant tour video probably, which will be coming up soon, like probably midway this month in a couple weeks, or maybe just another week. Not sure. We'll see. And then I went to Lowe's and I got a maidenhair fern. At the plant nursery that I was at, they had a lot of ferns and they had some maidenhair ferns, but they didn't look that great. And so I thought that when I went to Lowe's, maybe I'd see if they had any maidenhair ferns, and luckily they did. I've already put some moss on around it, even though I haven't repotted this yet, just because I've had it for about a week and I didn't want it to suffer in that time. And I just find so much success using sheet moss. It just works the best in my experience of keeping these so happy. And ever since I put that on there, oh my goodness, it's been thriving. It just looks so good and so happy. And I think of this more as something that I would have to keep in a terrarium where I live in the desert, but it's been doing just fine once I put the moss on it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how well this grows. I love how on this it has like little tiny hairs, and it just makes it look kind of fuzzy but also dangerous at the same time. So I have a few pots that I actually got recently. Where are you? So yesterday I went to Hobby Lobby and they have their pots and all their planters on sale right now for 50% off. So this planter that was $4.99, I got it for $2.99 or $2.50-ish. Yeah, there. $2.50, and I like the shape of it, and I thought that it would be, whoops, oh, see, okay, so since I just accidentally dumped this out, you can see how there's like no roots to this. Ah! Kitten attack. I thought that it would be really pretty in this, but I want to drill a hole in it. But I guess I don't really have to, but I figure I can go ahead and just plant this in here, and it won't hopefully be too big of a shock for it. But I'm going to be putting a plastic bag around them and seeing how that works to keep humidity around in them to help them through the replanting. I also have this plant with a fern in it that I desperately need to drill a hole in the bottom, because I keep planting things in this pot without drilling a hole in it, and I don't know why. I just do, and it's not the best idea ever. This fern has been doing okay in it though, and it's growing ever since I put moss around on it, but I think that once I put a hole in the bottom, it will do much better. I like to use these little pots for my hanging planters, but spray painting them white because they hold the plants well, and then they have some drainage to where I can actually just tip them and get some of the water out of these sides, but also they're not going to leak everywhere, and they're plastic, and so they're a lighter weight for hanging up. So I'm going to spray paint this. And then I'm going to drill out these two pots, and then I think I'll drill out my black pot that I got last time too. So yeah, let's go do that. I suppose before we get to any of that, I'll show you the progress on the laundry room. So these cabinets down here were the same color as this. I'm going to be putting shelves up here for cookbooks, and then shelves over here. I can put a plant there probably. I want to eventually do a terrarium over here because I don't really have anywhere to put a terrarium anywhere else in my house at this point. Also, I want to do a shelf like about where this line is, like a skinnier shelf to put succulents if they need to be really close to the sunlight so they don't stretch at all during the winter. I am using this Rust-Oleum chalked paint because this is what I had been trying anyways. It's a paint that I've been trying this last year, and I had like this much left, and I did 2 coats of this with it, and I needed more. So I went ahead and got some, and it went up in like $2 in price, which was lame in like less than a year, but still. It's working really great. I will have to seal the cabinets though, is the only thing. What I ended up doing to drill this hole in this one that already has a plant in it, what I did was I tipped it over and I made sure all the plant was in this pot and I just set it on there. And then I used a spray bottle and I made sure that there's water around here all the time, because see how thick this one is right here? It's crazy and it took forever. And so when you use a little bit of water, it makes it to where it doesn't get as hot, and so it works better. I was taking forever because I was thinking I needed to go slower than I needed to. And so my husband came and just like took care of it pretty quickly, and it wasn't as terrifying as I thought it was going to, because I went ahead and did all of these, which they're all pretty easy, but like that white one was just so crazy thick. And then whereas comparatively, I don't know if you can tell, but this one isn't nearly as thick and it's not as hard. So now I just have a few plants to pot up. I got this pot for my Monstera. It's so beautiful. It's been in its original can for, 2 years now. This video is probably ending somewhat oddly, probably a little abruptly, I'm not really sure. But I got distracted and I started rearranging all my plants and doing more plant projects. So I thought instead of including that in with this video and making this video too long, I'd make another one that will come out either this week or next week, depends on how much time I have. I thought it was important to show you guys drilling out pots and things. I don't use tape on my pots. I usually just leave the sticker on the bottom. I don't know if it really even does much of anything. What are you doing, Kit Kat? So if you want to drill out some pots and you don't want to go super slow, just add some water with it. Make sure that there's always some water pooling around in it, and that will make it to where it helps with the heat and the friction. I tinted my African violets so that way there would be a little bit more humidity in there with them. You can use a glass dome or something to that similar effect, but I just used a plastic bag and made sure that the sides were not touching the leaves, so that way it would prevent burning, or in my experience what generally happens is they will turn to mush. So it's more of a rotting if you're used to that, I guess, idea, if that makes more sense to you. So anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. The next one will be better, I promise. I will get more shots and better shots of my plants and things. This week is just, my son got sick and my husband got sick, and I was trying to get sick, but I avoided it thankfully, and then today I made a Rice Krispie treat, so nah. So I will talk to you later, and I really hope that you have a great day. And if you have any comments or questions, then please don't hesitate to put them in the comment section below, and I will enjoy talking with you down there. Bye!